Hey, Heidi Easley here, Texas Art and Soul, and I teach you how to build your business online through paint parties and creative stuff like that. So I just wanted to take a minute. I just got off of an hour-long meeting with some of my paint party outer limits, and it was so good. And I just wanted to share just a couple of things. You know, William, he's in there, and he talked about how going online right now, just how you can be kind to each other. And so I wanted to write down a couple of things that I thought may help you. So let me know in the comments if you are trying to do something creative in the paint party world. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Brenda. Thank y'all so much for watching from YouTube, by the way. Hey, Patty. Yes, Patty, we are on day 4 with no power. So I still have a house with no heat or water or anything. Yes, we are ready to be in our own bed for sure. So anyway, I just wanted to just take a second because this meeting was really powerful. We had, I think I teared up a little bit. We had another sweet lady in there that you could tell she was just tearing up because some stuff that was said was really important. And what I wanted to do is just take a second for all of y'all. Thank y'all for telling me hi and where you're from. And for all of y'all, I just want to take a second and say, if you're wanting to do something online, whether that is, you know, being creative, teaching, painting online, whatever that is, you need to think about the 5 things that are important to you. Because what happened during this meeting was what some of the people really got were they need to be themselves. They don't need to be clones of other people they see. When you're online, so many times people go, well, they have a big following because they're this or they're that. And I want you to remember that when you go online, you need to be who you are, because some of y'all are going to want to watch me and some of y'all think I talk too much. And those people quickly turn off and don't watch me anymore. And that's fine. But some of you know my heart and you know that I want to teach you how to make money doing this stuff. And so, so we had just kind of like a heart to heart. And one of the things William said was like going online and just being kind. And I thought that was so true right now. Right now, how many of y'all out there are feeling totally hopeless, right? You know, I know, you know, being displaced now for 4 days, and that's nothing really in the grand scheme of things. That's nothing. I have everything to be grateful for. But sometimes when you don't have electricity and you don't have your house and you don't have your bed, you can get really irritated, right? And you can start to lose it a little bit, if I'm going to be honest. And so you have to still go, okay, how can I be grateful? How can I come on this live and show up? And how can I be kind to somebody else who has something, you know, way worse going on than me having to go stay at somebody else's house who has heat? Like, that is still not really that big of a deal in the grand scheme of life, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about, oh, Debbie, thank you so much. Yeah, Pamela says, I run children's art programs. It's a ton of work to get marketing going. Yeah, marketing is the biggest thing I see creatives struggle with. So I want to give you just a couple of tips. I'm not going to be on here long. If you don't mind, if you have not texted me yet, how many of y'all have not texted me? I'm going to actually open up my text right now, and I'm going to give you my phone number. If you would please text me. And because anytime I go live, I send a quick message to let you know I'm live. So can somebody type this number? Because I want y'all to text it. It's 817-373-5478. Kim, I would love to sit and have coffee with you too. That sounds like a fun day. Okay, so 817, if somebody can type this for me, 817-373-5478. All right. And if you have not texted me yet, text me, because anytime I go live or have something really cool happening or a new painting, I quickly text you and let you know. So go ahead and text me. You can just say, hi, Heidi, I'm watching you live right now, whatever you want, or write that number down. A lot of y'all have written it in there, so go ahead and write it down. But I want to share with you what I want you to think about when you're starting something online. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of things. The first thing I want you to remember is you need to think about the things that you are about. So make a list, get a piece of paper, get a journal, go to Michael's, whatever, write a list of the things that you're about. So for example, I am about family. I'm about faith. I'm about my dog Blue. A lot of times people are like, it's almost like he's the Texas Art and Soul mascot because he's in so many pictures. A lot of you know Blue. He's probably about to scratch on the door now because I keep saying his name. I'm about my daughter. I'm about my husband. I'm about travel and adventure because I love going and jumping in random caves. I think that is so fun to jump in underwater caves. It's just something kind of quirky about me that I'm about. So my main things are faith, family, my dog Blue, right? Those, and art, obviously painting. So if I had, 4 to 5 things, those would be it. Faith, family, my dog Blue, art, and adventure. Those are kind of like my 5 main things. So I want you to think about what are your 4 to 5 main things that you would go to bat for, that you would, have a conversation about and be passionate about. And, Debbie says, I'm about faith, hubby, family, dog, passions for art and kids. Hey, Patricia from Florida. Let's see. Yeah. Tammy says, I love Blue. Oh, and coffee. Stephanie, I'm so about coffee. You know that. I love my coffee. So what I want you to do is when you have those things written down and in your core, that's what you're about, then every time you come from a place of sharing online, whether I am teaching a painting or I am talking about business, I know that those are my 4 to 5 things that are non-negotiables. Those are the things that I'm about every time. Other people have different things that they're about. And so when we had this meeting, one of the ladies, she's about astrology and crystals. And I'm like, and she was kind of a little bit embarrassed to say that because, I talk a lot about faith. And I'm like, no, be who you are. Like, there is, a whole slew of people who love crystals, who love that kind of stuff. And, why would you try to hide who you are? Because somebody else has a different way, right? And so what I want you to do is to remember that if everybody online were just clones of each other, it would be a really, really, really boring world, wouldn't it? It would be a really boring world. And I know as a faith person, and I told her, I said, I love you. Like my biggest thing is love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Like those are my 2 big major beliefs. It's not to judge you. It's not to, make you, feel bad if you don't believe the same way I feel. No, my job is to love you. That is it. That's it. That's my job. That is my job, to love you. And so I want you to know as you start to build an online business, as you start to do what you want to do, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Is it worth it? Yes. Especially if you in your core have those 4 to 5 things that are so important to you that you would go to bat for, you would fight for. If they are that important to you that you would fight for them, then they need to be part of your message. And if you're not going to go to bat for them, then don't put that in your messaging. There is stuff out there that I could care less about having a conversation about. I could care less about arguing about. But you better believe the things that I will fight for are the things that I am going to talk about when I am painting, when I'm online. And is that for everybody? No, it's not. But I know what my purpose is. I know I'm supposed to share God's love through art. I know that in my being. And I know my method of that is helping you make money for your family. I know that. So you have to be so strong about what you want to teach. And maybe it takes some soul searching. If you don't have 4 to 5 things that you've written down, maybe it takes soul searching. Maybe it takes figuring out, what am I really passionate about? What do I want to have a conversation about? What would I go to bat for? But you got to know what that's about. Because then when you go and you hit the live button, and a lot of you have been so scared because you don't know what to say, because you don't even know for sure what you would stand up for, what your beliefs are. For example, I teach in Paint Party headquarters and Paint Party Outer Limits. I teach, don't talk about politics. I teach that because if they can't even get along and everybody's arguing about that, then why am I going to sit here and try to argue about that too? No. And again, it comes back to my belief and my commandment to love my neighbor, to love you, no matter what our beliefs are. So you have to have that. You've got to have something so strong that's pulling you. Like mine is sharing God's love through art. And when you have that, then you can start going, okay, what could I do online that could help people? It's great if you can come up with what you know you're about, but then you need to come up with, how can I help people? It's always about, how can I help you? Remember that when you show up online, when you're going to do a paint party, when you're going to teach something online, how can you help the person you're teaching? Every single time. So we just had that time together, and I just wanted y'all to know that, y'all, everybody is different. Everybody has a different purpose. Everybody has a different talent. If we're all doing the exact same thing and we're all robots and clones of each other, this world would be such a boring place. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know I'm only on here for a few minutes. I just wanted to share that. And I just wanted you to know that if it's something that is deep in your core that you would go to bat for, that you would fight for, that you need to write that down. You need to think about that. You need to, if you're a praying girl like me, you need to pray about it. And you need to figure out if that's the direction you want to go. And does it take time? Does it, take some time to figure out what's going, which way you want to go and which direction? Yes. So many people are like, why don't I have people watching my lives yet? And I'm like, you don't want people watching your lives when you first start. It's so hard at the beginning, but I promise you it gets easier. It does get easier, but it takes business discipline. It takes consistency, and it takes knowing in your core what your mission is, what you are about. And I just wanted to take a minute to share that with y'all. And I hope this helps some of you. Let me know in the comments if this does help you. I would love to go back and read some of your comments. Lillian says, this is my first time watching. She's probably like, what did I get into? Well, hello, Lillian. For any of y'all that are wanting to learn more and more about how to make money teaching, online with your creativity, how to teach paint parties in person or online, check it out. Make sure you follow me. And if you have not messaged me yet, oh my gosh, please text message me. Go ahead and write down my number and go ahead and text message me tonight. And it says, Annie says, anything worth having is going to be challenging. Yeah, there's that mindset of like, I'm going to, make this or do this without any sacrifice is it's a bunch of crap, y'all, and don't buy into it. Anything great worth having takes sacrifice. And I think we need to remember that. Okay, so everybody write down my number. Debbie says, this is awesome. You're so passionate and transparent. I love it. Oh, thank you. I know I just was like, I need to get on here and say this because we just had such a good meeting and I wanted to share just a little bit. I wish y'all could have been a fly on the wall or at least in part of that. So please write down my number and text me so that you can get messages whenever I go live again. It's 817-373-5478. And if you want to write that down, make sure you do, but go ahead and text me. Just say Texas Art and Soul or, hey, Heidi, I saw you live. And then next time I'm live, I'll make sure to message you. And again, it was 817-373-5478. Oh, thank you, Debbie, for writing that down for anybody that needs it. And y'all that are praying types, please say a prayer for me. We're on day 4 with no power. And we are starting to bite each other's heads off. So just getting real for a moment. All right, guys, I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all soon.